Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to Back to School Night. A special welcome to our incoming second grade and new families to Woodruff School. The last months have been a time for preparation. We as a school have taken every measure to safely prepare. We are happy and excited that school has begun so that we can continue our mission of recognizing the uniqueness of each child and helping them meet their potential while providing a caring, supportive, and respectful environment with the goal of fostering a love of learning. It is our goal of developing lifelong learners that motivates, energizes, and moves us as a staff to identify the best ways to address each student's learning styles, provide differentiated instruction to reinforce and extend while making certain that learning is enjoyable. As we all know, this year is like no other. The beginning of the year today cannot be compared to how it ended last year. The differences are monumental in the comparison of skills and strategies that were firmly in place back then. With this in mind, the teachers have begun the year building a foundation, establishing routines and procedures, and building technology proficiencies that will be the framework for success. As educators, we know the time away from school has impacted the students, some maybe more than others. We know that how your child approaches situations will determine his or her growth during the year. Our concentration as educators is to teach the academics while building your child's social emotional growth. A new K-12 framework is being implemented to support your child. We know that the social emotional learning is essential for your child to learn, respond to mistakes, build a level of confidence that will enable him or her to take risks, think outside the box, develop friendships, work cooperatively, and deal with adversity as it occurs. Ultimately, our goal is for your child to be his or her very best self. Being one's very best self permits your child to recognize his or her strengths and activate the internal motivation that allows one to reach high, see possibilities, believe in oneself, and not become discouraged when things happen contrary to what one hopes. Developing your child's character is equally as important as teaching your child to read, to write, to do math. In order for your child to succeed, they must build an internal commitment to varying tasks, a willingness to try again, and a desire to be one's very best. Academics are paramount, as we have begun the new year with the understanding that the previous 4 months will have a direct impact on instruction throughout the year. Through benchmark assessments and a newly created New Jersey Department of Education test, the teachers will be able to gather data that will identify conceptual skill gaps. The collected data will determine the best path to ensure foundation skills have been mastered, provide additional remediation, and ensure practices lead to the mastery of grade level concepts. Daily, Woodruff staff look for opportunities to teach your child new and different ways. They work hard to provide real-life experiences that enable your child to connect learning, explore, discover, and establish a love of learning. The fine skills of our teachers allow for most lessons to envelop your child and be highly engaging. But every lesson, concept, and skill will not afford the same experience, and that is where perseverance and grit come into play in being your very best self. Learning comes in many ways: planned, incidental, and sometimes through a lack of success. Each way of learning is essential in your child's development. This staff has the knowledge and experience to provide the best instructional practices, coupled with the understanding that character and being one's very best self are important ingredients in developing your child's desire to want to learn, to grow, and to find ultimate success. Our staff is driven to accomplish these feats each and every day. Last evening, I sent you an introductory video of the staff produced by 5th grade teacher, Mr. Waller. Shortly, you'll be able to meet the staff via Zoom. You will see the commitment, passion, and willingness to assist your child. Each day, your child will have 40 minutes of instruction in reading, writing, math, science, and social studies in the morning, along with a period of related arts and recess. Your PM schedule will evolve during the year and be based on your child's needs, and may include instructional writing or math, reading, quest, music lessons, chorus, counseling, speech, health lessons, small group instructions and conferencing, Spanish, art, and computers enrichment. This year, in addition to the social emotional instruction, we'll also be implementing a new reading program from Teachers College of Columbia University, which enhances or presents reading, our present reading program, and aligns with our writing program. We'll also be focused on continuing to create inclusive community, which welcomes, educates, and respects diversity in race, religion, ethnicity, gender, and abilities. Technology, as we all know, is the hub of the delivery of instruction. The teachers will continue to develop their repertoire of skills and applications to meet the more varied, extensive challenges in the hybrid model. Please, as parents, use the remote learning and request forms found on our school and district website to address any technology concerns. Ensuring the safety and well-being for each child and staff member is essential. Our custodial team of head custodian Andrew Dowd, along with Ron Farrell and George Lynch, did an outstanding job of preparing for school to open. Daily, they ensure that the buildings are cleaned and disinfected according to the CDC guidelines. Masks, hand washing, social distancing are the standard. Each morning, we ensure that every family staff member has completed a health screen form, and for those not received, we make phone calls and do temperature checks and symptom checks before allowing the student or staff into the classroom. As we all have experienced, communication is essential. I've worked to provide information, detailed plans, and videos to present changes. I will continue to communicate changes and information as situations occur through email, school messenger, and the Friday folder. Please know my open door policy invites you to discuss any share any concerns you have. Our district website and the Berkeley Heights app has a plethora of information, including COVID information, district curriculum, parent resources, parent calendars, parent handbooks, and upcoming events. Our PTO will continue to play a valuable part in the delivery of information by PTO email. For years at Woodruff has benefited from a thriving PTO who has always been there to support and care. This summer was the first in some 35 years where, as a school, we were left with nobody to lead and serve as president, which almost led us to halt all PTO financing and support. Thankfully, 2 fifth grade parents' moms stepped up in early August and took on the challenge of leading the PTO during this unprecedented time. We as a community are extremely grateful and thankful to them. This summer, thanks to you as PTO families, we were able to purchase PPO supplies, large Ziploc safety bags, social studies weekly, storage hooks, basketball nets, gardens plaques, a tree, and many teacher resources. The PTO continues to support us throughout the year with wonderful programs like our cultural arts, our in-school professionals, and author visits. It is with great pleasure that I'd like to introduce to you now our co-presidents, Ms. Ains Farrow and Mrs. Debbie Torero.
Good evening and welcome to William Woodruff's Back to School Night. On behalf of the Woodruff PTO, we would like to thank Ms. Gasparini, Mrs. Vassell, the faculty and staff for organizing this evening and for inviting the PTO to speak with you for a few minutes. Here at Woodruff, we are lucky to have extremely talented teachers, an incredible staff, and a fantastic principal. My name is Ain Farrow, and this is Debbie Torero, and we are excited to be here tonight. Debbie and I both have 5th graders at Woodruff.
As you all know, this is an unusual year for everyone, and tonight is Woodruff's first ever virtual back to school night. With that being said, let's share a little information you may not know about the PTO. Many of the enrichment programs and fun family activities that your children experience here at Woodruff are sponsored by the PTO. Even the most basic things like additional art supply kits and extra PPE supplies on hand at Woodruff to keep our children safe during this pandemic have been paid for by the funds raised by the PTO.
This year, our assistants will look different from years past. We will still have author visits and in-class professionals, but they will look different. This year, we are bringing in more diversity with what our children see and experience in the hopes that it reflects the world in which they live. We also plan to assist teachers in ways that will enhance our children and how they are learning remotely. Remote learning is still relatively new, and some of the ways that exist are not always paid for by the district. That is where the PTO comes in. We work with Principal Gasparini and her staff to help fund some of those gaps we know our kids could really use. In order to make these things happen, we fundraise through membership dues and events like the book fair, holiday boutique, and the like. Of course, we'd love for every family to become a member and volunteer their time. But as working parents ourselves, we know that time is something that most of us are short on. So what we're asking is that each family become members, and those who can assist do that, even if it's from a distance. With many things being virtual this year, it won't require time outside of your home. A little help really goes a long way, and there are several committees that just really require a helping hand. Another difference this year is that you will be able to sign up for membership through PayPal. We will send out the link shortly, and you're all welcome to email us with any questions you may have.
Communication is essential. There are different ways in which we are able to deliver information to all of you. We have an email blast that goes out with information on Woodruff events and opportunities for you to volunteer, as well as other community news. Our goal is to have 100% of the families getting our emails. If you are not currently receiving emails from us, please let us know and we will add you. Woodruff has a Facebook page where we post upcoming events and information. Our Facebook group is closed, so please request to join. The name of the group is William Woodruff PTO. The PTO also holds meetings, and it's another great way to stay informed. Our families are held in the evenings on Zoom, and we would love for everyone to join in. Our first meeting will be October 12th at 7 p.m. In closing, we need your help to make our PTO run smoothly and be able to give our children and the Woodruff teachers the tools to enhance their learning and teaching. Please reach out to us if you would like to volunteer your time. However much you want to give, we will take it. Thank you for your time tonight, and we look forward to a successful year with you.
Heights is fortunate to have a group of community people that for over 20 years have been supporting the schools throughout the district. This group has raised money and funds for a variety of different programs. Tonight we have Mrs. Kane with us to share about the importance of the Berkeley Heights Education Foundation. They have been extremely supportive during this remote time, purchasing headsets for us and looking for Wi-Fi sound systems to support remote learning. Let's welcome Mrs. Kane.
Thank you, Mrs. Gasparini. Good evening. My name is Liz Kane, and I'm the president of the Berkeley Heights Education Foundation. The Education Foundation is a volunteer nonprofit fundraising organization whose mission over the last 25 years is to raise tax-deductible contributions from local, individual businesses, corporations, and such to enhance the educational excellence in Berkeley Heights. Every year, funds raised by the Ed Foundation are distributed to all 6 of the Berkeley Heights public schools in the form of grants and gifts to support innovative and creative educational programs and technology in our schools, as well as programs that encourage community involvement in the education process. This past year, the BHEF awarded over $30,000 in gifts and grants to support the programs across all 6 schools. What kind of donations do we make? In the past, we've donated technology, including virtual reality goggles, robotics, smartboards, iPads, grants to support the arts and music programs, courses to grant enhancements to the academic curriculum in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And coming up, we are also providing support for the social emotional learning training going out to all of the Berkeley Heights staff. The BHEF program starts out with ideas and visions that are proposed by your teachers and staff in the grants process. Our grants typically range from $100 to $5,000. Our grants application deadline is historically in October. This year, though, we had to change things. We're being more responsive to this ever-changing environment due to the worldwide pandemic. We continue to survey the educators as well as the principals, department heads, and the superintendent's office to determine how we can best help the excellent staff with tools and things they need for success. We're currently in the process, as Mrs. Gasparini said, of ordering headsets for all educators in the district to help them with the hybrid learning environment. The Berkeley Heights Education Foundation is also gifting software and equipment to enhance your education of your children. We have brought robotics to Woodruff as well as other fact-finding things in the media center over the years. So how do we pay for all this? In order to support the community service programs, awards and gifts and grants and scholarships, we need to raise funds. We do this through our annual fundraising drive as well as holding events throughout the year. Many of are familiar with the annual faculty basketball game that has notoriously happened in March. It's always a hugely popular event with teachers, principals, and staff from all 6 schools going head to head on the court and performances by students between the quarters. We sell out every year with over 800 people attending. In March 2019, we had the Harlem Wizards come and play against some of our teams. We had a really great game also planned for March 2020, but we all know what happened then. So what will the fundraising events happen and look like this year? We don't know. Only time will tell. But with the Education Foundation being here to support the district in any way we can is what will not change. We rely on your support, and you can find more information about our organization on our website, bhedfoundation.org. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mrs. Kane. Thank you to all the parents tonight for coming out and listening to the presentation and demonstrating how important it is for you to be involved in your child's education. It is our hope as the year unfolds to continue to develop your child's perseverance, confidence, and willingness to grow as a learner. We want your child to be his or her very best self. We can't do this alone, so please partner with us, your child's teachers, so together we can weather the storm, enjoy many bright days and sunny days, and find success during this school year. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask you to please look at your schedule so that you know which classroom you go to and you're able to sign into the Zooms for the classrooms. Have a great evening. Have a great year, everyone. Thank you.